Enter, enter, enter. Keep on clicking enter for 4 or 5 or 6 times. Again, again. Yeah. So you can see, one credit file got created in the directory. Replicant directory user. So if you open that user, you can see the username as backup and password is in encrypted format. Okay. So this backup user credit file will log into the vault, and this backup user is having backup safe permission for all the shapes. Okay, now close this file. Okay. So now we need to run one command for taking backup. Now go back to your command prompt. I will tell you the command. Just type it so, peer replicate. Peer replicate. Tab space. Vault. I am a vault. Yeah. Space /. Log on from file. Log on from file space. So user. I am a file user space / full backup. Single word, full backup enter. So see, it is generating a full backup, means it is gathering all the data from the vault and it is storing inside the server. Where is this backup created? Can we? I will show you that directory also. Sure. So minimize this command prompt. Now open. Peer replicate that log file. So after I have a log file also below, to that open this. So this is the log file for the peer replicate utility. So here we can see replicating, safe replicating. So all the safes got replicated, and at the end you can see a replication process for of a vault replicate ended. So there is no errors. Okay. So this is the log file for peer replicate utility. Now close this file. Now open TS-PAM that I am below to open this. So here we can see the safe directory. So all the safes will be stored in the C private safe. Now close this file and go to C drive, open private folder and open safe folder. Yeah. Here open data. So I see here, all the saves from your vault got replicated to your component server. Okay. Yeah, but if you open that root, all those are encrypted format, we can't see the password. So, in case, if you want to restore the data from this location to your vault, we have a different format, different commands, and we required master CD, all those stuff. That is different means entirely, that is a different process. But if you want to take backup, you need to trigger this full backup command, and that backup will be stored in the location. Whatever you have different in the TS form, that I in a file in the replicate installation directory. Okay, hold on. So here I could change the directory to drive or something like that as well, right? Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. And what if you know, maybe I would want to take only backup for 10 days, or maybe a period of time. You know how do we do it then? That should be covered later. No, no, no. I just maximize that command prompt. So we have a cyber has provided two things. We can take either full backup or incremental backup, okay. So if you want to take incremental backup, just click on up arrow in your keyboard in the command prompt. Okay. Remove that full backup. Just keep until user. One more backspace. So here generating incremental backup. Now open the log. We are replicate log file. Yeah. Scroll to bottom and see here. Only it will replicate the modified shapes. So whatever shapes has updated from your last backup, only those shapes will be replicated and remaining all the shapes will be skipped. Okay. So we can take either full backup or incremental backup. Okay. Okay. So, but in real time, we need not to trigger it manually for every day. Again, it depends upon your architectural requirement. So what we will do, we need to create a batch file for this command, and we need to schedule in the schedule task for the in that particular server. So once that time this could be a batch file. It could be on a remote server, wherever it can talk to the world. That's all right. That's a primary requirement. That's the primary requirement. So that server need to communicate to the world on 1 at 5. So in that server you need to install this replicate utility and you need to schedule that task. That's it. So at that particular time, that task will be triggered and your vault full backup or incremental backup will be taken into that server. That's it. But you need to monitor manually or you need to write a script to monitor that scheduled tasks. Otherwise, in case, if it is got failed, how you will know? So you need to monitor manually or through script. But we can still take help from autos or some of the schedulers, right? Job scheduler, new C4 or whatever. So in case, if you schedule it in a task scheduler, even Splunk team is also able to monitor. I mean in case, if you ask Splunk team to monitor particular folder or a particular task, they will also able to monitor that. And in case, if that failed, that means that task got failed. Immediately we will get a notification and we need to log into that particular server and we need to check the log by. It got failed. Okay. So this is about vault full backup and incremental backup. So in case, if you want to take your vault full or incremental backup, you need to install replicate utility. But I could hypothetical question. So what if, in a scenario, my physical server is running out of space? I take a full backup. I take an incremental backup. Should I go ahead and start deleting the recordings on the safe itself? To create more space, or what is the best practice to avoid such scenarios? What we need to do? we need to configure SNMP monitoring to the vault. So, in case, if you configure SNMP monitoring to the vault and in that SNMP configuration you will give one parameter like whenever, if your disk space reaches to 70%, immediately you will get a notification email. So 70% means 100%, 30% difference. So immediately, you need to take an action. So in case, if you were a voltage in cluster environment, then we will ask our SAN team, storage team, to increase our disk space. So in case if it is a standalone vault, then we can trigger a failover and we can increase our production vault at disk space, like that. We need to take action. So basically you are saying that if it's a standalone or a physical vault by itself, then the best way would be to replicate and do a DR and then add additional disk space to it.